What up, everybody? I need to make sure these settings are a little bit better than the last stream I did, the first stream I did. Hopefully, you guys can hear me a little bit better. It sounded okay, I guess, when I watched it back, but just want to make sure it's all right. Let me double check. It says that I'm connected. So let's do a little recap. I just got done watching the Nakatani versus Nishida fight and the Tenshin fight versus what was that guy's name? I can't remember. Who did Tenshin fight? Let me look that up again. I can't remember that guy's name. Let me see real quick. That was it wasn't very competitive. It wasn't competitive at all, but it was still a pretty sick fight. Victor Santillan from the Dominican Republic, little salsa boy. He was trying his hardest, but Tensions was just way too fast. Victor was trying to wing these hooks, these overhands, and Tension would just slip, punch. It was just way too fast. But Tenshin, I think it was round six. He like leaned down, like put his hand almost on the ground, did like a Kamehameha uppercut. It was sick. Uh, Pretty good fight. Wasn't competitive, but it was still fun to watch. Wasn't the best fight in the world, but it was cool seeing Tenshin in there. I first heard about him when he fought Floyd. Kind of got battered by Floyd, but it looks like he's actually been practicing his boxing. He looked like a boxer in there. It was pretty sick. There's also a Vietnamese guy facing a Japanese guy right before that, Tomoya Tsuboy versus Chen Van Tao. And Tsuboy, he just pieced him up the whole fight. Wasn't that amazing to watch. It wasn't as good as Tenshin. Shout out to my boy Van Tan Chao though, or what is it? Chen Van Tao out in Vietnam. I might have to go check him out. Another fight. I didn't watch this one live, but I went back and watched well, it's only a minute 27 long, but Riku Masuda versus Michel Banquez. I don't know where this guy's from. Let me just see real quick. Oh, they don't got nothing on him. He's from Venezuela. Man, the Venezuelans took a hit this weekend with Juliana Pena. We'll get into that in a minute, but Riku Masuda, man, whew, the nastiest KO. Like it was timber. It was It was gnarly. And the dude wasn't out cold, but he just said, like, he didn't say he was done. The ref called it off. I guess he tried to get back up, but it was nasty. Check that out. It's only a minute 27. Nasty, nasty work from that dude. I'll have to keep my eye on Riku Masuda. I was kind of going backwards up to the main event of that card, Junto Nakatani versus Nishiro Ryosuke. Man, that was a pretty banger of a fight. Ryosuke was putting it on Junto with the pressure early in the fight. But Junto, man, eventually he was just like, all right, I gotta keep this guy off of me. And they're both southpaws, so it was pretty sick to see. Junto was just mobbing him with these overhand lefts. And man, it was kind of similar to the Abdullah Mason fight, not like I think this was a little bit more competitive because Ryosuke was putting the pressure on him early, but Junto was destroying him with those overhand lefts. He's got some power on him and is similar to the Mason fight in that I think they both retired around six, at the end of round six. But Junto definitely is going to be fighting Inoue. They had Inoue there. They kept flashing the camera to Inoue. It's going to be a dope fight. Just watched Inoue beat up on that one dude, Cardenas. So that's going to be dope. I can't remember if Inoue was Southpaw. I don't think he was he? Anyways, that's going to be sick. But Ryosuke, I think they were saying like he promised he would retire if he ever lost. I hope that that guy doesn't retire though. He was 10-0 before this. I guess 10-1 now, but he was doing good in the first part of that fight. I guess Cardenas did pretty good against Inoue too. He dropped him. So I don't think Ryosuke should retire. Maybe he should fight Cardenas next. That'd be pretty sick. Anyways, that was the Nakatani Nishida card. Definitely check out that main event if you can. Check out the Riku Masuda KO. And if you can go back and find that Kamehameha uppercut from Tenshin Nasukawa, just like squatted down like he was picking up the sand, like Tony Ferguson style, like he's gonna throw the sand at the dude, but just boom, Kamehameha uppercutted him. It was pretty fire, pretty dope. So enough of that. Now over to UFC 316. Let me search that up real fast so I get it right in front of me. UFC 316 right here. So I'll go through my picks from last time. I did pretty good on the early prelims. I don't know if they're early prelims or they just have prelims. I don't know. But Markel Medeiros versus Mark Chwinsky. I didn't catch this fight live. It was pretty early over here. I was still sleeping. But I picked Markel to beat Chwinsky, and he did exactly that. Looked like Chwinsky wasn't competitive from what I've heard at least. But yeah, not a hard pick in my opinion. I'll have to watch Markel fight next time. And maybe they'll probably give Chwinsky another fight soon, so watch out for him. The next one up, Quillen Sal killed, whipped up on Inu Ash moves. And yeah, he did whip up on him. Wasn't very competitive. Quillen has the better wrestling. Didn't look like he had good wrestling. Yeah, that one was a lock too. I picked Sal killed. He got it done. Unanimous decision. Same with the first fight, I guess. The next one, it was over quick, and I was not paying attention to that fight. It was right when I was waking up in the morning. I had stuff to do. I have to go back and watch that. I wonder if they have it up here. Do a live react. Just saying you. Do they have that not up? Oh, yep, they do that here. Oh, dang. Yep, looks like he was just step back, kind of circling off to the left. Pulled him into a right hand. Pretty quick stuff. 28 seconds into round one. But yeah, Jekka, how can you pick Jekka when he lost to Trevor Peek and he lost to Anshul Jubilee and he lost to Wes Wilson? No, he didn't lose to Trevor Peek. Who am I thinking of? Somebody lost to Trevor Peek. Anyways, Weston Wilson and Anshul Jubilee. You can't pick that dude unless he's fighting. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, Jusang Yu, I have to watch out for that dude also. Representing South Korea. Up next. Oh, wait, no, it says a left hook. Did I watch that wrong? It's not a very good angle here. Oh, yeah, that is a quick left hook. Oh, yeah, that was not a good angle. It looked like a right hand for a second. Counter left hook, yep. Stepping back, kind of circling around. Left hook, pretty quick little snappy left hook. Next up, Tong Wang or Wang Tong, however you want to say it. I think her last name is Wang and her first name is Tong, but they mix it up because in China they put the last name first, first name last. So I don't know if it's Tong Wang or Wang Tong, but I think Tong might be her first name Like that's what they call you. That's the given name, and maybe Wang is the surname. They got it here, Song Wang. So maybe Wang is her surname. Or no, maybe Wang is her given name. Anyways, the unanimous decision over Ariane Lipski. Looked like she might get out of there a couple of the times, like in the second round, I believe. But Lipski, De Silva, she had a couple moments in that fight too. Like she didn't look like no Jekka Saragi in there. She had a couple moments. She survived. She was pretty tough. She was doing what she could against Tong Wang, but couldn't get it done. Tong Wang's definitely the real deal. I'm not as hyped up about her as a lot of these guys I'm hearing, but definitely going to be watching out for her next fight. Going to be sick. All right. Was that the early prelims? I think I went 4-0 on that. Yeah, I picked Markel, I picked Quillen, I picked Ju Sang Yu, I picked Song Wang, so I went 4-0 on those ones. And Ari Emanuel or Tico Yo or the matchmakers, they thought they were slick putting three Hebrew brothers on the in a row on the early prelims. They got Chwinsky, Ashmuz, and Ju. They thought they were slick. The only one that could win is the guy that's not actually Jewish, though. All right, next up, they got Andreas Gustafsson versus Chaos Williams. Now, earlier in the week, I heard Gustafsson was training in Greco-Roman since he was young, and I picked him to beat Chaos Williams because I knew Chaos was such a terrible wrestler. But when I was prepping for that picks video, it was late at night. I was doing my research real quick. I didn't do much research on Andreas Gustafsson. I just watched a fight or just a part of a fight. And I thought like he wasn't wrestling, he was just getting kind of pieced up on the feet. So I figured, oh, Chaos is going to do the same to him. I forgot that he was a Greco-Roman wrestler. Never pick Chaos Williams if he's facing a dude that has even sniffed a wrestling room, I swear. Because Chaos cannot clinch, he can't grapple, he can't wrestle, he can't defend wrestling. Chaos needs to go to something else. He needs to do bare knuckle or he needs to do that karate. What is it called? Karate, whatever. He needs to do something else, man. Maybe some Muay Thai, I don't know. But Chaos should not be in MMA if he cannot defeat anybody that has wrestled a day in their life. So I got that one wrong. I picked Chaos on my video. Early in the week, I had Gustafsson, but that don't count, I guess. It wasn't in the video. So 4-1 after that. Andreas got the unanimous decision. It wasn't the most spectacular fight, that's for sure. Anyways, next up, Salsa Boy versus Spivak. Now, I threw my chips in on Salsa Boy, and he got it done, but he didn't get it done. He got the unanimous decision victory. I don't know how that was unanimous. He definitely lost the first round. He maybe got the second round, but it was close. Like he probably had more volume, but Spivak was hurting him. Then in the third round, he was like, he was kind of doing the salsa. I don't know how the salsa is exactly done, but he was like, looked like he was up rocking like a b-boy or something for a second. He was definitely on spindly legs. Just looked like he was rocked for the last 30 seconds of the fight. I think even prior to that in the third round. So I don't know. Waldo Cortez Acosta got it done though, and that was my pick. So thank the Lord on that one, but he didn't win that. I don't know how they gave that to him, especially unanimous, like maybe a split, but unanimous. I don't know. I'll have to see who the judges are on that one. I wonder if I could look that up. UFC cards. Cortez Acosta Spivak. I wonder if they got the cards on that. They have it on MMADecisions.com. Okay. Three judges I've never heard of in my life. John Billick, Muna Querido, and Tony Tamburino. Okay, so that's why. They got Querido and Tamburino. Those dudes definitely sound like they're Hispanic, maybe Italian for Tamburino, but they're Latin origin. Even John Billick, though, that sounds like like a Slavic name. He still gave the fight to Cortez Acosta. How did he give him the first round? They all gave him the first round. And Tony Tamburino gave him all 3 rounds. I don't know what they were watching. That's messed up. Spivak's from Moldova. What? Spivak's from Moldova? I thought he was Russian. Why do they call him the polar bear if he's from Moldova? That's not near the North Pole. I gotta check that out. Sergey's from Moldova? No way. Moldovan. Moldova's not near the North Pole, is it? It's like a little higher than Canada. It's Eastern Europe. That's not near the North Pole. That's like on the, what is that, the Black Sea or the Caspian Sea, one of those seas. That's not, there's no polar bears in Moldova. Anyways, that was a bad call on their part. Good call on my part. I threw my chips in on Salsa Boy, like I said, so I got that. So I'm 5-1 so far. It doesn't get better from this. I chose Brendan Ribeiro to get the upset based on absolutely nothing, just because I thought Asmat, he's probably going to fall off one day, and he didn't this day. I should have seen that coming, and I did see that coming, but I picked Brendan because he was a huge underdog. He was like plus 600 or something, plus 500 it says. Still though, man, that was just messed up. That was just messed up. I wonder if I can get the can I get this on a new window? Please. Move tab to new window. Oh, that's on the window. Oh, I don't even need to do that, huh? Yeah, Azmat killed him in the first round. I'm sure everybody saw that coming. Shouldn't have picked Brendan, but plus 500, you got to throw your money on that. Minus 770, it's just, unless you're doing some sort of parlay or whatever it's called, like picking him to win round one KO. Anyways, that puts me at 5-2 on my picks. Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva did pretty well to start off. He had those leg kicks going on, but he didn't look that good. I don't like how he fights. He's like really, really kind of stands just tall, just shaky, constantly switching stances. And he doesn't have that great a defense when he switches southpaw. I said he was going to get head kicked. I don't think that happened, but he definitely got lit up from Josh's boxing the whole fight. He did do pretty well with the leg kicks against Josh, so Josh probably needs to work on that, but it didn't look like Josh was in any trouble from what I saw. But yeah, Joshua Van, he's got some power. He says KO TKO right cross to ground strikes. Yeah. Oh well, and the Brendan Hibero fight. Before we move back on to Josh Van, I forgot Brendan Hibero. He was turtling up, and the ref just wanted him to die. Like you could tell he wasn't trying to fight back or anything, and you could see he like waved his hand to the ref, and like he stopped to cover himself back up for a second because he was getting hit in the head still, and the ref like didn't see it. I could see it. The ref could see it. Ref didn't notice that he was looking for a way out. He's like trying to not verbally tap, but motion to the ref that he wanted out. Ref didn't see it, so he had to do it twice. He was like waving at the ref. Finally, on the second attempt, the ref stopped it. Should have stopped it earlier than that. That was messed up. Osmond's pretty sick though. He's like the same height as Joe Rogan. He looked like maybe 2 inches taller than Joe Rogan. So I don't know how he's fighting at 205, getting all these KOs, but Brendan Hebro's definitely not the best fighter. I think they said that he's supposed to fight some other people. Maybe not in this event, but I think he was supposed to fight some other people. Can you click on that and it'll say it? Yeah, Johnny Walker, Nikita Krylov, Khalil Roundtree, Volkan Ozdemir. Dang, he's supposed to be fighting a lot of dudes, a lot of tough dudes. Okay, so Brandon Shin's nothing compared to what he was supposed to be fighting. But back to Josh Van, Bruno Silva. Yep, I picked Josh Van. I think everybody was picking Josh Van. He got it done. That brought me up to like 6-2 on my picks. Keep an eye out for Josh Van. I want to keep an eye out on Bruno Silva too. Like hopefully he fixes some stuff. He's got power. I don't like his stance. I don't like his herky jerky motion. I don't like him constantly switching stances. But he's got the power. If he can work on his head movement, work on his footwork, try to look a little more fluid in there instead of like just he's just so tensed up. Maybe it's just because he's facing Josh Van, but it kind of looks like that in all his fights. So I don't know. I'm not sure about him. I have to keep an eye out on him. All right, that's the end of the prelims. Went 6-2 on that. Up next, Kevin Holland. What does it say? Performance of the night. Okay. Who else? Did anybody else get anything down here? Another performance of the night for Jew. Makes sense. They didn't give Ozma anything. So yeah, I picked Kevin Holland. Vicente Luque, he's just like he's done with it. He could fight lower level guys for sure and get wins, but it's crazy how Holland has more fights than him. But Vicente's just got those miles. He's been in wars. Kevin Holland's been in wars too, but I don't know. Kevin Holland's got a chin. I guess I didn't see the very first 30 seconds of the fight. Apparently Vicente got like he went for a takedown and Kevin just started, like I didn't watch it, but you remember when Pereira, who was it, Yuri went for Pereira? Was it their first fight? And Pereira just boom, boom, boom. That's what I heard happened to him, to Vicente Luque for trying to shoot in on Kevin Holland. And Vicente Luque, I think he got some shots in on Kevin after that, but Kevin was just lighting him up. And Kevin eventually got the Anaconda choke round two. It says Anaconda choke. I think they called it a Darce at the beginning. Either way, he had like the leg tied up like a Sulawev stretch style with a choke on. Like his leg was wrapped around the dude's ankle. So he was locked in. He was like in almost a cradle position like that with the choke in. That was tough. That was definitely tough. That was the one, right? Or am I thinking of Merab? I can't even remember at this point. Seemed like that was all the way in the morning. That was a while ago. It's 10 a.m. or no, right now it's 12:10 a.m. So I was watching that like 12 hours ago, more than 12 hours ago. I was watching that 13, 14 hours ago. Anyways, whatever choke it was, I think it was a Darce because that's what Vicente gets. That's what they called it as. But Kevin did it, and Vicente, that's his choke. He should have been able to counter that, but you know, doesn't always work out.